All right, so let's just do a quick code review of exactly what we did here. So we have our 3 outlets. We have our text field outlet, our other text field, and our label. We have 4 actions or functions here. Whenever I hit any of these buttons, we create a new constant or a new variable called number1. And what it does is it takes the text from this text field and converts it to an integer, right? Because this is a string. Because it's a string optional, I have to put this exclamation point here to convert it to an integer. So I take the string, convert it to an integer. Do the same thing here with this line. Then I have a new variable that's just a solution that adds number1 and adds number2 together. Then I have my label, and my label text is equal to a string conversion of that solution variable. So I take that variable, which is an int, and I convert it to a string. All right, pretty simple. Again, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but that's the basic way of accomplishing our goal. Let's go back to our storyboard. So one of the main problems that we have right now is that people can enter non-number values into these 2 text fields, and it will create some problems for us. Now, this is not a perfect solution by any stretch of the imagination, and in fact, the best solution is quite lengthy, and we're not going to actually be able to get into that throughout this video, or possibly even this course, actually, now that I think about it. But next course, you should be able to understand how to accomplish that, of basically limiting input and understanding, like, oh, if, removing characters and doing things like that. All right, so we have this first text field. I'm going to open up the inspector on the side and just close some of these panels. And in the inspector, if I go to the attributes editor, in the attributes editor, I can actually scroll down, and one of them is keyboard type. Keyboard type lets me change the keyboard to a specific keyboard. So what I could say is just number pad. And that means that whenever I click in here, what the user is going to get is just a number pad. Let's hit play and build it out and see what happens. All right, whenever I click in here, let me just enable the software keyboard. And it is a true number pad. Now, technically, they can still, if they weren't using, if they were using like a Mac or something, they could actually use a keyboard. So this one I haven't changed, regular keyboard. This one, just a number pad. Let's go back in here. In this keyboard type, there's actually all kinds of things in here. You'll see URL, web search, Twitter. There's a bunch of different pads, email address. These are commonly used whenever people are typing in their email addresses. It'll have an @ button ready to use. So let's just change that to number pad as well. All right, so we have our 2 number pads, and that fixes that problem.